guys, Leah Michelle, Resistance Chicks coming at you. It is February 19th, 2017. We want to bring you one of our favorite congressmen, Thomas Massie. He has a couple of different things to say about Flynn and everything like that.
Should have brought a picture up. He's our adopted congressman.
We live in Ohio, but he's from Kentucky.
He's like, all the great ones are from Kentucky. Ron Paul, Rand Paul, Thomas Massie. He's a liberty-minded guy. He's got an R on him, but I met him-ish at a conference, and we ate lunch with him, and we love him. He's just a really great guy.
We ate lunch near him. Let's not get it like we didn't eat.
If I eat here and he's eating right there, I ate lunch with him.
Yeah, on a bale of hay, actually, as a matter of fact.
I wanted to bring up the picture.
Okay, let's let Mr. Massie speak.
Massie of Kentucky. He served on the House Oversight Committee. Congressman, it's great to have you. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, thanks for having me, Kate.
So you heard there from Pamela Brown and her great reporting. Law enforcement sources, they say that Michael Flynn changed his story during his FBI interview about...
Sorry. This starts out about Flynn.
But we want you to
want
stick with us to the end.
Because he goes into the deep state, and he's really concerned about what's happening inside the government to overthrow Trump.
Calls with Russia. They don't think he was intentionally misleading, but does that trouble you?
You know, what troubles me is the culture of lying here in Washington, D.C. James Clapper famously lied to Congress under oath, and there were no repercussions. But you see here, Michael Flynn, I don't know if he was sworn in or not. I serve on the Oversight Committee, as you said, with Trey Gowdy, who's a legal scholar, and he reminded us once while we were talking to Director Comey, he reminded us that if lying were a crime, in D.C., most people would be locked up, that it's a crime to lie under oath. And so my question would be, was he under oath when he spoke to them? And
but lying to the FBI is a felony, but the FBI says they're not likely to pursue charges.
It's a felony if he were under oath and if it were indeed a lie. I think the fault that he made was to be less than forthright with the vice president. And I admire Trump for actually addressing that instead of letting it drag on, because look, Obama didn't get rid of the Attorney General, Eric Holder, when he lied about authorizing the spying on a reporter, James Rosen. So I think this is good for the Trump administration to show that he will address these things right off the bat.
But you also agree that it seems unlikely he may have addressed it unless these reports had come out in the Washington Post?
Well, the fact that the Washington Post has access to classified information is something that we probably should investigate.
Right, but on the original point, the only thing that changed between what happened and when Donald Trump decided that it reached an unsustainable point was these reports coming out in the Washington Post. He said that he would have told Michael Flynn to make these calls. He didn't think he did anything wrong, but still, he fired him.
Well, you know, I'm troubled that they came out in the Washington Post instead of being resolved in the White House. One of two things. One of two people or places leaked this information. Either our law enforcement agencies, the FBI leaked it. This is supposed to go to a grand jury if they suspect a crime. In fact, if you wanted to prosecute Michael Flynn, they've probably spoiled the water because they collected this information illegally. I mean, they were spying on Michael Flynn without a warrant, as far as I know. Now, if the leak came from the NSA...
I don't think we actually know that. We do know that there is routine surveillance of foreign officials like the Russian ambassador. We do not know if subsequently, if there was a FISA warrant that was... We don't know these things. Do you?
We don't know these things.
Do you?
No, but we have to assume that, what we do know is it was illegal for them, somebody at the FBI or the NSA, to leak this information, and there should be an investigation there. By the way, the NSA is a branch of the military, and what separates the United States from a banana republic is the fact that our president is above the military. If you've got the military, i.e. the NSA, undermining a presidency, that's very troubling. We're starting to look like a third world country there if the military's in charge and not the president.
Do you want to see, as it's suggested by some of the president's allies in Congress, that the intelligence agencies should be purged if they don't like what the president says?
No, it's not if they don't like it. They have to follow the law. They can't leak this information. If they were to leak other information, this could be detrimental to our national security.
Congressman, let me ask you about the leaks. Let me ask you about the leaks, because this is where the Oversight Committee is definitely going to be focusing. Yesterday, the president said this about these leaks. Listen to this real quick.
Well, the leaks are real. You're the one that wrote about them and reported them. I mean, the leaks are real. You know what they said. You saw it. And the leaks are absolutely real. The news is fake because so much of the news is fake.
A lot of people think that this seems a bit of a contradiction. Can both of those things be true?
I love this.
They can absolutely be true. I mean, there could be a leak of a transcript that's correct, and then they didn't report the transcript correctly. I haven't seen the transcript. By the way, I do disagree with a lot of people here in Washington, and maybe some supporters of Trump, who say that this is an effort of the Obama administration to undermine the Trump administration, the carryovers. I'm worried it's something deeper than that. I'm concerned that it's an effort on those who want a provocation with Russia or other countries to sort of push the president in a direction. So I don't think it's Trump versus Obama. I think it's really the deep state versus the president, the duly elected president, and that concerns me.
Do you think it's a concerted effort to try to provoke Russia?
Yes.
Look, I think
Yes.
Obama was just as much a victim of this as Trump is now. Obama didn't come into office wanting to overthrow governments, but he overthrew Libya, he assisted in overthrowing Assad, and we were involved in the overthrow in the Ukraine. We're still occupying the Middle East. These were not initiatives that Obama had when he was elected, but I think he got pulled by the military-industrial complex and the intelligence community into these positions. He even helped cover up Saudi Arabia's involvement in 9/11.
Okay, that's an important point that we'll definitely want to discuss more if you have evidence that this is a concerted effort to draw the president into a conflict with Russia. I do want to have you back on, Congressman. We're out of time now. Thank you very
I think she's a robot too, because the way she didn't like the answers and she had like a tick, that didn't compute in her brain.
I know.
Those responses didn't compute in her brain.
Right.
And so she didn't know how to respond to them.
Right.
This is by far for me one of the very most important interviews, because Massie sees, and everybody with 2 eyes and 2 ears and an IQ of 2, okay, can see that this is a concerted effort to try to draw us into a war with Russia.
We had some commenters, and we love you guys. We love all of you on our interview with Robert Steele. And some of you are our loyal viewers were saying, well, this is absurd. This is not really happening. That guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I'm telling you guys, Congress Massie is one of our most trusted
He's the one
politicians.
If there was one that I trusted, even more than Trey Gowdy, to tell me the truth,
yes,
it's him. More
It's
than Rand
Congressman
Paul,
Massie.
more than any of them.
Absolutely.
This
Hands
is the
down.
only one I trust implicitly.
explicitly.
This is the real deal. Okay, I know him. I know his heart. I know where he comes from.
Right.
He is the average, but he's super smart, dudes. He went to MIT.
Dudes.
He's an organic farm. He raises cattle in Kentucky. He is so
If you want to talk
smart.
about grassroots, Massie is grassroots.
He is so smart. He holds like 1 billion patents. He's an inventor. He's so
Hyperbole.
smart. He's an inventor. This guy knows what he's
All right,
talking
so we
about.
want to make this video short because we want you guys to share this one. And I know you don't really like to share the long ones. Share this one because it needs to get out. This is a real thing. I really like what he said about how Obama even was a victim of this. And what that means is not that Obama is a victim. What it means is there is
I think
more
he was
controlling the
magnanimous
government.
with that.
He was. There is more control in the government than just the legislative, executive, and judicial branches. It is the military, and the military is not supposed to control the government or lead anything
He just
ever.
said the NSA is a branch of the military. And when you have the NSA leaking phone calls to overthrow the Trump administration, that is what we have. That's what is called a banana republic, where you have the military overthrowing a democratically elected president. Okay,
Exactly.
and I just want to emphasize one more time: when you go back and you watch what happened with Russia, the whole Russian narrative,
Right.
it was pushed by CNN. It was even pushed by Fox News. It was pushed over and over and over again. There wasn't a day that you didn't go by without hearing the country Russia like 100 times. And I watched Vladimir Putin. I watched his speeches. And many of you probably did too, but most leftists did not. I saw into his eyes. I knew what he was saying. If he was doing anything, he was encouraging reporters to report positively about Donald Trump.
Listen, I want to give the blonde kind of summation here, all right? What a lot of us blondes out there are thinking with this when it comes to Vladimir Putin. The stupid answer is, and it's real, if Putin wanted to go to war with the United States, why would he have been pushing for Trump to be elected? It really boils down to that simple. If he wanted to go to war with the United States, he would have pushed for Hillary to be elected.
Right.
Okay, he did not. He does not want war with the United States.
He's got speeches saying, my country is smaller than the United States. It's stupid for us to want to go to war with the United States. But you know what? The guys making the money don't make money unless they stood a war. They went to the war of Iraq. They went to the war of Afghanistan because they made billions of dollars.
All wars are bankers' wars.
So
and when the
much
bankers
money.
are starting to feel hard up for money,
They need another
have
war.
to. So everybody keeps asking, well, why war? Why? We got asked this yesterday by a really close friend of ours. We were explaining all this, and she says, but why? Why would they want to go to war? Doesn't make any sense. Nuclear, everybody blows up. And my answer was population control, but really it boils down to more than that. It boils down to the fact that our economy, the world's economy, but especially the United States economy, is about to collapse.
Exactly.
And war is very, very, very profitable.
Remember you weren't learned in school.
You weren't learned in school?
Remember when you learned in school?
Okay, when you learned in school.
We had the Great Depression. But you want to know what brought us out of the Great Depression?
War.
It was World War II. We all heard that. It was a really bad thing, but it got our economy moving.
Exactly.
No, it didn't. War doesn't get your economy going when hundreds of millions of people are dying.
Fat, and it made them rich.
Right.
And it made our entire country
it put women
lose.
from the home into the workforce, and they never went back home to take care of
And
their
you
kids
wonder
and
why
their
our
families.
morality is so low right now. It's because we have had generation after generation since then who have been raised without mothers because they were forced into the workplace. Some of them loved it there, and others just had to stay there. Either way you look at it, they were there. The women are in the workplace, children are being raised by daycare and public school systems. Morality has plummeted to almost nothing in our country, and it all is because of the bankers' war of World War II. So yes, there are a lot of reasons why,
and how
they want war with Russia.
manipulated the
Putin
stock
does not
market
want war with the
and
United States. If he did, he would have been pushing for Hillary to be elected. It's
Right,
that
so
simple.
this whole narrative is trying to get Trump to believe that Russia's the enemy. I hear it on the news all the time. Russia's our enemy. Putin's a bad guy. No, you guys, Putin is a leader of a country. And you don't have the right to go into that country and tell them what to do.
Right.
And I don't have the right to go to England and tell England what to do. I don't have the right to go into France and tell you what to do. But there are people in our leadership that believe that they can control everybody else. But then if Russia spreads some positive news about Trump, suddenly we got to bomb him with a nuclear bomb.
It's ridiculous. All right, you guys, you need to share this one. I cannot stress that enough. Share the heck out of this thing. Okay, this is Leah and Michelle signing off for Resistance Chicks, where it is not a conspiracy theory if it's the truth. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Mass Faith 3 and Resistance Chicks. Leave comments because we love hearing from you guys. And find us on Facebook where we can interact with you guys on a daily basis and share. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.